and Hammers will have options like Ringo, etc. So I think they're going to probably go with CP Kestrel here. Or if they want to be a little risky, Pedo would be good. But Pedo is not good against Samuel late game. And Tigers knows how to play against a Pedo late game. So I think CP Kestrel most likely be the option here, unless they want someone that can get onto them. Sky, okay, so this is where it's a skill matchup. Samuel versus Sky is a total skill matchup. If Vonsi can outplay Tigers, then Sky is better than Samuel. So let's see, Hammers will probably decide on Ringo here or Vox, potentially.
Man, we've seen a lot of Sky today. She's really made her way back into the meta. She's been doing a lot of good work, but there has been a big gulf between the really strong Sky play and the really weak Sky play.
Not too many clouds.
Consistently in day 2. They never really look like they're flagging against another team, so I think this is going to be a very exciting matchup because Hammers, they look on form today, and I think, you know, that's absolutely undeniable. I do like the draft that came out from TSM, taking away the Koshka and taking away the Glaive as well, which have been major threats coming out from Hammers, and it'll be interesting to see how Hammers are going to do without their currently favored picks.
Right, that's it, you know. The Koshka banned by Hammers just because both these guys can play, and without the Glaive there's not as much utility. There's going to be a fight in the lane as Vonsi dives onto two Tigers. No fear, Vonsi with the first blood for himself. Looking for a second onto Chicken, but he can't quite find it. Holy moly, Vonsi. I've never seen such balls on a player. This guy is a monster.
Balls on a what?
On a player, is what I said.
What does that mean?
Just it's so in your face. Just he was
Like a burning
half
pack.
HP from dying there, and
Is this an Australian thing?
I don't know, Shinyi. I don't know,
Okay.
Shinyi. Maybe I know a lot about balls. We'll have to see. Let's keep this PG. Okay.
Okay, very
TSM, first blood, incredible.
It was very incredible. Like, you know, we've seen a few Skies since the update, and I think the general consensus is she's okay, but she's probably not one of the best picks to be picking. I just feel like she's not really utilized as well as she could be. But in the hands of Vonsi, I think we did see him playing Sky yesterday. That's someone he can be super aggressive with, and I think the first start definitely demonstrated that. He can be super aggressive, he's got a lot of mobility. It's going to be very difficult for Hammers to pin him down, because if you look at it, there is no dive there on the side of Hammers. It's going to be very difficult for them to get him. They can't stun him, but it's going to be difficult to stun him, and he is going to be incredibly slippery.
Yeah, incredibly slippery, and we're going to see him head back into the lane once more to land even more damage onto Chicken. And Chicken does take a lot of damage. Zadagio, of course, can heal things back up over time, but of course he wants to keep starting all over nice and healthy as well. Incredible start from TSM, and actually very like-minded team compositions in the fact they both have a healer in that captain position. They also have, you know, massive range as well in the form of a Sky and in the form of a Samuel. So really similar things being brought out here from both teams.
I'm in favor of TSM's a little bit more. I feel that Adagio, whilst I think what I'm trying to say about Adagio is I feel his heal is not as strong as Lyra's heal, and I feel that Lyra just offers a little bit more utility in general compared to Adagio. Yes, you've got the buff, but it relies on your team being very aggressive. But looking at the draft coming out from Hammers, I'm not sure they can pull that aggression off. It's going to be very poke heavy.
Well, we're gonna have to find out, Shinji. I think that's the point I was trying to allude to, is that very similar compositions means only one of these guys can pull off the composition better than the other, and that's where I'm really interested to see which one of these teams is the one to be able to do so.
Well, it's hard to say right now. I think I'm still going to say I'm favoring TSM a little bit more, but we haven't really seen Hammers playing these heroes as much. I'm not sure how comfortable they are, especially we are going against TSM and they are playing their comfort picks. I think we've seen a lot of Lyra on Flash. He's starting all over, taking so much damage.
He does have the Adagio to heal him all up. Best Chuck is also going to get the movement speed. Here comes Vonsi. Vonsi's ready to play. Series strike all across the team. A lot of damage traded back, but Vonsi also takes a huge chunk of damage in the process. Is going to get the heal here from Flash X, so he can continue fighting. But for now, Hammers maintain advantage in that lane as far as damage is concerned. Fountain now completed here for Chicken. Flash X pretty much has enough to complete his fountain as well. But Hammer's going to try and protect the entrance to the shop, put up some vision, make sure that TSM cannot push into it just now. Perhaps even look for a fight, as they all seem to group up into the lane. That's going to be Best Chuck going back. So TSM are not looking for a fight.
They're not. They really aren't. I feel like once Von C goes to the shop, once FlashX picks up his fountain, then they're in a better position to fight. Best Chuck and he's picked up his tension. He's got his tension bow there. That'd be a good amount of damage that he can provide in a team fight. So there's a Frostburn, there's a fountain. I feel like they can look for a fight now, especially because if you look at starting all over, he's relatively low on energy. Had to pick up the tree ant before going up to the lane, just so he can use his glimmer shots to clear the wave. And it looks like they're beginning to posture up for a fight as well. 2,000 gold. They're on starting all over, picking up a Sour Blade and the Frostburn there onto T-Tigers as well. It's a very close game so far.
It certainly is. A lot of vision being prioritized from everyone from Hammers, everyone picking up some flares into their inventories, and now they're looking to lay down the damage. But TSM have traded it back fairly substantially. Both Chicken and Starting All Over taking a lot of poke from Von C, the Oblivion, to try and keep them alive. FlashX healing the entirety of TSM up. So much mobility and a huge death from above almost connects onto Starting, but he's just about able to get out of range. This is going to be tough. Hammer's trying to defend their turret against his harass. Von C just sticking around to provide threat. TSM are going to fall back right now. Hammer's actually inside the choke of this corridor, and T-Tigers poked right down, but TSM not looking to push too far.
Oh no, gosh, Chicken there. Von C on his forward barrage, absolutely incredible job. So he's using that forward barrage to zone them out. It's taking a lot of damage off everyone in Hammers because there's not that much shield. But Chicken, oh dear, he's looking very, very low right now. Don't know how well they can defend against this push from TSM.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. He's gonna have to fall back. This turret is down past that 50% mark. He doesn't have very much to go if the turret is in fact a boy, is in fact a being of his own, not just a mechanical beast in the lane that shoots for defenseless minions. Currently TSM putting the pressure down. Hammers are forced to kind of respond by sticking to the lane. You know, these guys have gone up against each other twice. The desk brought it up, Shinyi, was something I wanted to bring up anyway. The first time TSM took a clean 2-0 over Hammers, the second time, and then went on to win the week. So this was in semi-finals. The second time was Hammers taking a clean 2-0 over TSM in the semis, and then they went on to win the week. Now they face in the finals for an epic conclusion of the first week of Split 2, and I'm really hoping this goes all the way.
It feels very epic. It definitely feels like the potential. If you look at just the two teams and compare them from this game, the gold is identical. If you look at the items and the farming, it's pretty much identical as well. It's just depending on how they're executing the fights. TSM actually going up into the lane, but get a bit of damage down.
Ooh, Oblivion goes out. Crucible, well-timed Chicken gets stunned up, and he does fall. The fountain goes out, but it's too late. That is going to be Hammers losing a very crucial member of their roster. Can no longer continue this siege, and they all immediately fall back.
Yeah, this does leave it, and this leaves TSM in a very good position to try and take that turret down. They know that Chicken, as the roamer, is not there, starting over, kind of forced to defend. And I think this should be an easy turret for them. T-Tiger's quite low on energy. But I'm going to eat my words because it's not going to be an easy turret because they don't actually get any damage down on that turret.
Currently camping the bush here, but TSM, they have managed to build themselves up a slight gold lead. Will become even more so when this turret falls down. Forward barrage doesn't quite find the damage, but Best Chuck is putting it onto Starting. There's the heal coming forward for now. TSM just healing through this. Harassing, Starting All Over very low. Isn't really having a best of time against this poke that TSM can put out. There's the one shot, doesn't connect. TSM able to dodge away from that one fairly easily. The death from above is going to force the reflex block from Starting just to block the damage. He is laying down glimmer shots. T-Tigers with the mountain verdicts, but T-Tigers almost loses his life. They're just about holding on to this turret by the hair of their skin right now, Shinyi. But it's only a matter of time until TSM finally cracks the nutshell.
Yeah, well, they still have the fountain. Starting All Over actually super low. They might get him.
Ooh, Chicken goes low as well. Starting low as well. T-Tigers brought back into the lane. And Hammers surely have to give up the turret. There's no way they can defend it. And now it's going to be the engage coming out of this Lyra. Dive onto Starting. There's the forward barrage. T-Tigers eaten up by Best Chuck. And he's going to get a double kill. Looking for the triple. Nowhere for Chicken to go. And an easy triple kill comes forward for Best Chuck and a TSM 5-0 at 10 minutes. Look to find a second turret.
and they're going to get it. It's going to be a very quick turret there. There's a lot of damage in the hands of TSM right now. And for me, in that last fight, I just feel like that Hammer should have just given up that turret much earlier. They were all quite very low in health. Chicken was low in energy, so he couldn't provide the heals as much as FlashX was providing his teammates. So I feel like they should have backed off. The turret was really low at that point. Just teleported home and then came back and just defended the second turret. And actually what we saw was TSM just took advantage of that, burst the turret down, and then a fantastic arcane passage coming out from FlashX, just enabling them to pick up the ace and a second turret.
A second turret, that's the huge thing. If Hammers disengage, record, perhaps they only lose one turret there, but instead they give TSM a triple and a second turret. That's huge gold swinging their way. 3,000 at 10 minutes. TSM will make that feel like 10,000 if they have their way, but let us not put Hammer out of the running just yet. I've seen this team come back from deficits like this, and a team with great mentality can certainly weather the storm that is TSM currently. We're going to see them look to purchase up. We do have Breaking Point, Sorrow Blade finished, 4 starting and Infusion, but oh, where did T-Tigers go? He got destroyed, and that's going to be Chicken taken down as that's FlashX engaging. Nowhere for you to go. Another triple kill for Best Chuck and it is all over before I could even get my words out.
Yeah, he just, what was it, 1.5 hits onto T-Tigers and he just died. There is no other way to describe it. They are so squishy. If you look at T-Tigers, he's got the light shield, starting over a little bit better with that reflex block. But I think that's kind of the problem with the composition, is that there's not really that heavy body block. They can't really pin down Von C, who's just doing so much damage there. His mobility is really playing into TSM's favor right now, and Hammers, they're struggling to try and pin him down. Chicken's trying to land these very flashy versatile judgments, but they're just bursting right through him every single time.
Incredible stuff here. TSM obviously took notes from the previous game. They were like, hey, I see you there, Hammers. Let us show you what we can do. You want to be North American champions? Nah, bruh. As they go into the jungle once more. Huge active camo. TSM stepped into it, and Starting will find the kill, but Best Chuck's not done. He finds one, looking for more, but he will not find it. Starting able to find the return, and that's going to leave FlashX on his lonesome. T-Tiger's looking to try and chase him into his jungle, but he will not be able to. TSM perhaps a little bit cocky.
They were a little bit cocky. They did get caught by the active camo. It was a great stun coming out from Starting over, and they were able to pick up the kill there onto Best Chuck NA and Von C. And I think those are what they need to rely on. They need to try and set some traps for TSM, because right now, if it's just a full-out engage, TSM are winning. But if they set the traps and manage to catch TSM out, then those are the fights that they should be looking for, bringing it into the jungle, or just fighting in a channel where it is easy for T-Tigers to land as Drifting Dark on multiple members of TSM.
Well, the longer this goes, the more items are fed into Hammer's inventory, and the better chance of a comeback becomes reality. However, it is a 5,000 gold deficit at this 13-minute mark, and in 2 minutes the Kraken spawns, and that is when TSM start nailing those final nails into this game. We'll have to see if Hammers are ready for that moment. It's only a minute and a half away.
Yeah, he's only a minute and a half away. The gold mine, I think, is in a good position to be taken. Hammers, they know that they have a chance. I think they're going to go in for the infusions right now. All 3 members can infuse. Does look like triple infusions are coming out, so they are certainly in a good position to fight. And if you look at TSM, there's only 1 infusion there, and that's on Best Chuck NA. If they can catch Von C and Lyra out, then that's going to be a really good start. But FlashX, he's always got that arcane passage ready.
Certainly does. The Imperial Sigil as well for the extra movement speed, and Von C just kind of waddles away like nothing's going to come from that. Eve of Harvest completed for Von C, and it's triple damage threat right now. T-Tigers hasn't quite hit the same mark. This turret's still here as FlashX dives in, tries to land the Crucible out there, but it will be not too influential onto Starting. This turret going to fall by the looks of things. Starting does take a huge chunk of damage in the process, but of course Chicken can heal him back up.
That was a great move from Hammers. There wasn't really much they could do there without Von C. It was a bit of a 2v3 situation. And Best Chuck NA, he's back to full health now, and it looks like Hammers are going to be going for the gold mine. So we're seeing, they were sitting at a 5k gold deficit before, now 3.8. It's beginning to narrow. I don't know who's going to get the gold mine.
This is risky. Best Chuck in a position to steal with a buckshot, but it doesn't come through. Hammers able to take it on out, and you're right, the gold deficit is starting to be lowered by Hammers from 5,000 to 3,000. It's definitely crude stuff from them as they take their backs here, share the gold between T-Tigers and Stunning All Over. But here she is, the Kraken onto the Halcyon Fold, and this is the moment that Hammers need to be ready for, because TSM in a heartbeat will take that away if they sense weakness.
They're definitely ready. I think both teams are on a very even footing when it comes to these team fights right now, and it's all about who's going to get the Kraken next.
Starting's taking so much damage. This is Vonsi looking for the kill, trying to get away as Flash X chases, but T-Tigers is there. Chicken dives through the passage, perhaps not where he wants to be. Now the fight is all over the place as T-Tigers in trouble, but here comes starting from behind. Crystal Sentry could be the mean that they need. One shot into Flash X, but they've lost Chicken, and now T-Tigers will likely lose his life as well. Forward barrage to secure the deal. TSM with a 2-0 in that team fight. Now they can look to take the Kraken.
I really feel that Chicken, had he not gone through the passage, that Verse of Judgment would have would have swung it for Hammers actually, because he was on set to stun at least 2 members there coming from TSM. Unfortunate going through the passage, and it certainly split the team up, which TSM took advantage of because they left Vonsi very open to try and get the damage down onto Chicken and T-Tigers as he did.
Wow, it reminds me of a certain ranked game earlier, Shinyi. 2 casters in Vainglory trying to make their way forward. An accidental arcane passage clicked. But we will not talk about that.
We both
will
did
not
that.
look at.
Nope.
We will not look at match history. Not today. Let's focus TSM. Kraken taken here. And this is the deciding point. Hammers, well, they are looking to try and meet the Kraken early, but TSM going to make their way towards and look for a fight.
Looking at the play, I feel like in the team, it's very even between the 2 teams, but I just feel that overall TSM's macro play this game has been better, because whenever they do win a team fight, they're able to push a lot more from it. Hammers, they've won about 2 team fights so far, but they've never really been able to claim too much in terms of objectives off the back of it. Oh, hang on.
Oblivion goes out, Crucible there, but it doesn't really land on anyone anyway. It's going to be Hammers looking to push TSM out of the base, and that's going to be a great reflex block to stop the aces high. Chicken with the first, but he gets taken on down, and now it's Stunning All Over the next target as he tries to get away. The Kraken, she's still at half HP. The first Vein Crystal turret will fall. It's all now for T-Tigers and Stunning All Over to try and defend their base, but TSM split, and they make it so hard. This Vein Crystal falling as is Starting All Over as he stuns up Vonsi, and they trade lives. That will be the game here, Shinyi. TSM take this first game 1-0, 13-3.